rules as written for everything. So, Elwin, welcome on in. Welcome. Nice to have you here. I'm pretty sure that's the restreaming account, so I assume I'm gonna be restreamed. It's funny, I was saying like, oh, bye restreamers, we love you, no longer gonna need restreamers. Oh my goodness, so many people joining at once. Mad Ghouls, welcome on in, and my Kohai, Haru, welcome on in, welcome. So I am gonna go ahead and join the restream. Hello, old man. Yes, hello, Kohai. Hello, little one. Nice to have you here. So to catch you all up on what we're doing right now, I'm currently making Miss Ruv Alco as a D&D build. You know, our alcoholic hamster herself. We're having to get a little bit creative. Though honestly, so I will say that she is a monk. It's the class that I decided to go with. And it's a really easy class to make characters for, so I'll give you guys a rundown on everything the moment it's done, and it's gonna be done like basically now. I just need to decide the stats and I'm good. I'm pretty sure that's actually all I have left. Let me see, because I made another monk, and so I can look at, yeah, no, the moment I figure this out, I'm just good. So I want to look at the feats and decide what feat I might want to give her, if any at all. And that will decide whether or not, or like what my stat distribution looks like. Because, you know, I'm metagaming, you know, I'm power gaming. Because that's just what I do. I power game. Ew. Look, you do not want to see how power gamed Mocha is. Mocha at 5th level has 20 charisma. And, well, okay. Let me see. Mocha has 20 charisma, expertise in performance and deception, and has the actor feat. All of that at 5th level, not to mention a really damn good spell list. If I were to play a single character on this list, I would pick Mocha, just because I think it's the most powerful. So let's see, what feat could we give? Yo, I was busy at work, but congrats on your recent Twitch debut. Thank you, Owen. Thank you. I know, yeah, you've been having to work a lot recently, if I'm not mistaken. Like, it seems like every single time you're in here, you're working. That's rough. Or maybe I just only ever stream while you work. Alright, let's see. Is there a single feat that I want to give her? I don't think so. I don't think there's any feats that she should have. Actually, I kind of like Savage Attacker for her. Something just tells me that she would have Savage Attacker. You know what? Yeah, we're gonna give her Savage Attacker because I think it's funny. But that also doesn't give her any stats, which means we aren't going to think about our feat, whatever we're making, our stats. Savage Feral Hamster. I stand by the belief that Rub is the most powerful Nebulink member. Honestly, you know, she might be. As a drunken master monk, she's gonna have some pretty good abilities at her disposal. Actually, it was, I think, my most recent D&D... No, it wasn't. One of my most recent D&D characters that I played was actually a drunken master monk. I had a lot of fun with him. He was really, really fun. But let's see. Obviously, dexterity is going to be our highest stat. And then... should be like Rockplay being drunk makes her more powerful. Absolutely, 100% that's the case. D&D sounds so fun. I'm glad you think so. And you know what? Since you guys at Class Yume are just around the corner, once we're able to talk more openly, maybe after you guys debut, or maybe just once you guys get in the central server and I get all your guys on Discord, we could maybe talk about getting you guys involved in Nexas D&D. Anyone who'd be interested? You know, just throwing it out there. Because Nexus D&D, it's still young enough that if anybody else wants to join, we can definitely arrange that. So, you know, just stay tuned. I'll reach out, or maybe you could reach out to me. Please, I want to talk to Kohai. No, it's okay. I'll stop pressuring you guys into talking to me. I'll stop being an old creep. Gio, welcome on in. Welcome. So let's see. So Rove, she'll have really high dexterity. I think her next highest stat should be... Something tells me either wisdom or another one that's sticking out is constitution. Actually, yeah, constitution for sure. In fact, I'm maybe even argue that her constitution could be higher than her dexterity. Yeah, you know what? I think so. Actually, wait, she doesn't need, Savage Attacker. As fun as Savage Attacker is, she needs Resilient Constitution. That's what she is, because of all the drinking, you know, she's really built up. You've never played D&D? That's totally fine. I'll have you know, I've been the first-time DM for a lot of different people, and I love bringing new faces into the game. I love doing that, so I have no problem with teaching all... Like, literally, even if nobody in class you may has played D&D, I will sit you all down and teach you. Like, I've already got to do that for a lot of Nexus members, so what's a few more, right? So now that she's going to have... Oh. So now that we know that's going to be her constitution... Let's see, let me find Resilient. And does it increase her constitution as well? Oh, it does. Let's go. So she'll have 16 constitution, and then now what we can also do is give her... So that's the 15. So we can have a +2 and a +1. So we can make her dexterity 16 as well. And then put the +1 in her 13 to make that a 14. So now she can have a 14, and I would think wisdom. Or do we think that Ruff has higher wisdom or charisma? What do you guys think? I definitely know that intelligence and strength are going to be her two lowest. Well, okay, actually, as a monk, she needs wisdom more than charisma. So I think I'm going to power game that just a little bit. So then charisma. And then I think that she's smarter than she is stronger. Because it's like physical strength, right? It's like she's a little tiny hamster. She's not about physical strength. So, with that, we've got... She's already done. Like, it was that easy to make Rub. We've got a Heron Gone, which is a rabbit folk, but we're going to go ahead and flavor it as a hamster. She's got 5 levels in the Drunken Master Monk. She's got the Resilient Constitution feat, so that way she can drink as much as she needs. She has the Outlander background because she's out, from the wild. She's, a wild hamster. Her stats are 16 Constitution and Dexterity, 14 Wisdom, 12 Charisma, 10 Intelligence, and 8 Strength. And her skills are Athletics, Survival, Perception, Acrobatics, and Stealth. So actually, does she might have the single highest Constitution. I'm going around looking. She does. And honestly, that checks out. That means that Ruv very well could be the tankiest member of Nebulink. I think she might have the most health. Well, because let's see, she's a D8. Do we have any straight fighters? I think Vera is our only straight fighter. So she's the only other person who might compete. Rev having the highest constitution just feels right. See, I 100% agree. 100% agree. I love how the smallest one is the best tank. I think that's very fitting. Alright, so there's Rev. And now, since I want to end in about an hour, this is going... I'm probably only gonna make one more person. And Mia, it's gonna be you since you're here. Do you have a stream soon, by the way, Mia? If so, maybe we want to save you for time whenever you can be the whole time. I just want to make sure. While you answer that, I'm gonna grab myself a little drink, something to sip on while we do this. All right. Yes. So Mia, if you don't have a stream, then we'll go ahead and make you now. And then, since I'm actually almost done, free whenever, I might be heading to bed soon tonight though. Okay, so I'll go ahead and make you now then. And then after, since I'm almost done with Nebulink, who knows it? I don't know if I want to jump into making class Genesis. So, Yume might be next, we'll see. I know I've already got something in mind to celebrate the debuts of Yume. You know, I'm not just gonna let my Kohais debut and I do nothing for them. It would definitely be more manageable. Yeah, that would only be, what, maybe 3 streams? So I think that could be a lot of fun. Here, I'm gonna go ahead and have a little sip of my drink real quick. That sounds so fun. Yeah, so I'll have to learn more about each of your lores, of course. But it could be fun. And I wonder if we'll finally have a barbarian. I think that barbarian is the only class that we like definitely don't have any of in Nebulink. Like, I was almost tempted to maybe say that Ruv could be one, just because I think it's really funny to have her be a barbarian. Wait, hold on. Multi-classing's a thing. What? Hold on. I wonder if we could make... I wonder if there's a way to make Ruv a monk barbarian multi-class somehow. And like make that actually work. Ruv barbarian supremacy? What? We might just remake Ruv. Hold on, if we go... She rages when she drinks. Exactly. And so what we could do... Hold on, I'm kind of cooking. We could make her a strength-based barbarian. Which would also mean she'd be a strength-based monk, but have her constitution... Oh, hold on, we're cooking. Sorry, Ruv, we're remaking you. So we could go 3 levels in monk and 2 levels in barbarian, because that gives us our subclass of monk, while also giving us reckless attack and rage from barbarian. Hold on, I think we might be mad cooking here. 3 levels into Drunken Master Monk, then 2 levels into Barbarian. Kitsuo, welcome on in, welcome. So now, that means we're not gonna have the Resilient Constitution feat, which is pretty sad. But I think it's fine. Sorry you're late. I mean, I also started late. You're good. So we've got athletics and survival, we know for a fact. And then perception from a race. So I kind of want to say that Barbarian's actually her main class for a couple reasons. One is because it would give her slightly more health, technically. It's like just better in that way. Is that a school open house? I mean, you're totally good. Don't worry about it. And hopefully you had a good day at school. Let's go ahead and see, because that might change what skills we have access to, though. Yeah, so she wouldn't be able to have... Oh, she wouldn't be able to have stealth or acrobatics, but she can already jump around quite a lot from... Yeah, she's already jumping around quite a lot because of athletics, and so I think it'll be fine. Plus, then she could have nature and... Yeah, she could have, what, nature as one of her skills? And animal handling? Nature and animal handling could be her 2 skills? See, there you go. Now we're cooking. I like how we're just remaking Ruff now. So, instead, we could go... Let's see, I think she's one of the only people to not have a feat as well. Yeah, I think she's gonna be the only one. Footless Rub confirmed. So she's gonna be strength-based, but also have high constitution. So she'll have what? We could give her 16 in both strength and constitution. That is so funny. It's so funny to think about. Because I think she might be tied for the highest strength as well. Wait, no, I think Vera has higher strength. Let's see. Yes, Vera has higher strength, but this does mean that Ruv has as much strength as Terran. Which is hilarious. That is very funny. So strength, constitution, and then dexterity. Ruv solos Terran any day. Very well. She very well could, honestly, with how we're building her. And if she had one more level, oh, dude, like, she could be nasty. Well, she already is going to have advantage on every attack because of Reckless Attack. And, think about it. She is a monk, which means that she's getting at least 2 attacks a turn. But if she's using her bonus action to use Flurry of Blows, that means she's getting 3 attacks because she's a strength-based monk barbarian. If she's raging, she gets additional damage on all 3 of those attacks, and they're all made at advantage, which means she has a higher crit chance as well. So that's, like, that's good. Like, Ruv just she jumps at somebody, like, leaps at somebody at max speed, and then just beats the hell out of them. In just, like, an instant. It's like, you're already dead. Pop, 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 pop! So, let's see. Then wisdom, then charisma, and then finally, or not. Oh yeah, so strength went from being her lowest to her highest. That's really funny. And I think that's all. Oh, how do we pronounce this? Nayeli? Nayeli? We're gonna go with Nayeli. Nayeli, welcome on in. Welcome, welcome. Nice to have you here. I think that's going to conclude Miss Ruv Alco. I think that's everything we can decide. She's definitely got one of the more unique builds here. How do you say avatars? Avatars? Is there another way that people say that word? Evaders. Oh, how do you get avatars? So, on AniLive, as of right now, I don't know if there's plans to change it in the future, but as of right now, because we're still in, like, an open alpha stage, you actually have to be, like, picked up by either AniLive or Nexas in order to get an avatar. So you have to actually reach out to them and audition to be a part of one of those companies. You can, if you have your own model, I believe, fill out an application as well, so you won't be tied to the company but still be able to stream on the app. But unfortunately, there's no way to just get avatars at the moment. So there we are. I think that now concludes Ruv. Oh, and because she gets unarmored movement, oh my, dude, she zips around. And then, let's see, her... goodness. What would her AC be? Her AC would only be 14? What would it be if we did that? Oh, that'd be even lower. I wish we just had, like, one additional point. One additional point and we could do so much. It's fine, it's fine. Or here, let me read a bit of text. Where is it? Oh, when you make a melee weapon attack using strength, yes. So you have to be a strength-based character in order to get that extra damage from raging. Very unfortunate. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and drink a little bit more. Mia needs high poison resistance. Nah, freaking Mia, she's got... Because I assume you're talking about her drinking. She's such a lightweight, she can't hold anything, El Bandy. What are you on about? What? Dude, are you really going to claim you're not a lightweight? We both know that you do not hold your liquor well. Slander? No, is it really slander if it's true, though? Like... Also, hold on. I think... I'm just, like, glancing through, but I think we're already done with Ruv. Well, remaking Ruv. Yeah, so Ruv, she is a level 3 Drunken Master Monk, level 2 Barbarian, with the Outlander background. She has 16 Strength and Constitution, 13 Dexterity, 12 Wisdom, 10 Charisma, and 8 Intelligence. She has the skills of Athletics, Survival, Perception, Nature, and Animal Handling. I'm only a lightweight because I'm not an alcoholic like me. Honestly, skill issue. Why aren't you an alcoholic like me? Not that I... You know, I feel like I'm incriminating myself here. Broke? Aww. That's the only thing holding you back. You hear that? Guys, make sure you go give Mia plenty of AniLive coins, so that way she can go buy more alcohol. So yes, the way that Rub would play is that she could very quickly get to people because she has, from Monk and from her race, being the Harengon, she can move around really fast and get to wherever she needs to go. With a high athletics score, she can also jump really far. And so she can like zip around, and she can drink in order to activate her rage. And whenever she's raging, she gets a bunch of additional like damage and resistance to multiple damage types. She's got the highest constitution in Nebulink, and with 2 levels of Barbarian, there's no doubt that she is the tankiest member of Nebulink. So she can get right up on those front lines, and then she can make 3 attacks in a turn because Flurry of Blows has her bonus action, and all of those are with advantage with additional damage because she's a strength-based monk barbarian. Like, she's probably one of the strongest people here. For sure. Definitely one of the best combatants. It's like some people are really good out of combat. Like, Yukiko is somebody who's really, really good out of combat. You made a monster? Imagine what I could do with even 1 more level. Oh, goodness. Because then I could, like, pick up a feat. Oh. But, you know, I've sworn I'm making everybody level 5. So, no more. So, now, without further ado, let's make Miss Mia Finnemore. You know, she's been here the whole time. Might as well. This is going to be the rest of the stream. As soon as we finish making Mia, I'm going to go ahead and call it. So we've got to pick our race, class, which your race, I'll just put it down now, variant human. Class, you're going to be an artificer. There's no choice. You have to be an artificer. Background, stats, skills. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the Artificer subclasses. Though actually, I do believe that class Yume is going to introduce our next Artificer because we're getting an Alchemist. Be very confused if I was anything other than an Artificer. Yeah, you have to be an Artificer. Now let's actually find out what kind of Artificer. Jose, welcome on in. Welcome, welcome. So, let's see, your subclasses that you could be. There's Alchemist. You don't really strike me as an Alchemist. So there is Armorer, Artillerist, and Battlesmith. So let's go ahead and read about each of them. Armorer, I like the name of that, but I know how it plays, like, mechanically, and I don't think it would feel very Mia to play. So, Armorer, an artificer who specializes as an armorer, modifies armor to function almost like a second skin. The armor is enhanced to hone the artificer's magic, unleash potent attacks, and generate a formidable defense. The artificer bonds with his armor, becoming one with it, even as they experiment with it and refine its magical capabilities. And so, Armorer, it's not like about being a blacksmith and making armor, it's more like Iron Man, actually. So it's focused on stuff like mechs. Yeah, so it's like if you're building someone who like pilots a mech, you're an armorer artificer. And so it's not really like the same style of flavor. As I mentioned, it's a lot more like Iron Man. So I don't think that. I could see you as either of the other ones, either artillerist or battlesmith. So let's go ahead and read both of these. Artillerist. An artillerist specializes in using magic to hurl energy, projectiles, and explosions on a battlefield. This destructive power is valued by armies in the wars on many different worlds. And when war passes, some members of this specialization seek to build a more peaceful world by using their powers to fight the resurgence of strife. The world-hopping gnome artificer V has been especially vocal about making things right. It's about time we fix things instead of blowing them all to hell. And so, artillerists, quite literally, what they do, they nuke. They nuke people from afar. Like, they literally just make nukes. Like, when people talk about, like, oh, I'm an artificer, I'm going to make a nuke. Like, no, they mean it. But my favorite part is that your little nukes, they're fired from an eldritch cannon that can look however you want. And so if you wanted, it could look like an old-timey cannon with, like, human legs. And it just, like, walks around firing nukes. I think that's hilarious. So, that's a good option. But I also kind of want to see the last one. And this, actually, I think is the one I'm going to put you in, this last one. Battlesmith. So let's go ahead and read Battlesmith. Armies require protection, and someone has to put things back together if defenses fail. A combination of protector and medic, a battlesmith is an expert at defending others, carrying both material and personnel. To aid in their work, battlesmiths are accompanied by a steel defender, a protective companion of their own creation. Many soldiers tell stories of nearly dying before being saved by a battlesmith and a steel defender. In the world of Eberron, battlesmiths played a key role, blah, 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 who cares? Trix, welcome on in, welcome, welcome, nice to have you here. So essentially, yes, battlesmiths, they are like the blacksmiths, and they are all about like getting up in the front lines, protecting people with their magic and like their, because you know, you are going to be a spellcaster technically. Hope you're doing well. I'm actually doing pretty well. I will say, Here, I'll ask this, Mia, did you see what I put about my work today in the general server of the Nebulink? Yeah, like Nebulink general server chat thing? You know what I'm saying. Yeah, so I certainly had an eventful day at work, to say the least. So literally the moment I got home, I had to shower. I had to shower the moment I got home. Here, you know what? I'll let you in on the little secret tricks. I'll let you know. I'll spoiler it just because it's gross. And then I'm gonna... Yeah, you see it? Yeah, it's, I had an eventful day. So, needless to say, I immediately went home as soon as I could and showered. So, yeah, anyways, for Battlesmith, I will say something that's kind of interesting is that you have what's known as a Steel Defender, which is essentially like a companion. And the Steel Defender, most people will kind of like do it as a dog, but really it just has to be like a machine of your like creation. And so, like, you know, and it just like follows you around and helps you out in combat. So like, I wonder, Mia, what would your Steel Defender look like? Like, do you have a say on the matter? Something that comes to mind to me is I know how much you love your cats, and so I like this idea of having like this big mechanical cat that you have. I think that could be fun. For some reason, people almost always do it as a dog. Like, that's like the stereotypical Steel Defender. But I think like this big metal cat that follows you around could be really good. But my mascot is a mechanical bee. No, you're right. It should be a bee, though. The big problem with that, though, that I can see, is that there is a Steel Defender stat block, and it can't fly. Right? Hold on, let me see. A fat bee? Just a real fat bee who can't fly. Wait, hold on. I think there might be a different way for us to incorporate a bee, actually. Yes, I do think that there's a different way that we can incorporate a bee, so just be on the ready. So, for you, we're gonna go with 5 levels into Battlesmith Artificer. And then for the background, I already know what your background's gonna be. I think there's basically only one option. So let me go check the backgrounds, because I don't think there's a blacksmith one. But there is Guild Artisan. So let's go ahead and read Guild Artisan. You are a member of an artisan's guild, skilled in a particular field and closely associated with other artisans. And so, blah, 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 you get it. You make stuff. That's your job. That's your background. So I think that's, like, it's gotta be that. That also gives you insight and persuasion proficiency. So we're gonna go ahead and put that into your skills right now. So let's go ahead and add that. And then you've got the Guild Artisan background. Mamakatsu, welcome on in. Welcome. Right now we're making Miss Mia Finnemore as a D&D build. So let's see. Then standard array, 13, 14, 13, 12, 10, 8. We also get to give you proficiency in any single skill of your choice. Secret Agent A, welcome on in, just popping by, and that's totally fine. You know, I get people want to go check out everybody who's online. I mean, I do it. I know I go hop around to see who's streaming, seeing what they're doing. So, hopefully catch a stream that, find a stream that catches your fancy. And if that's this one, that's going to be awesome. How you're collaborating? So I'm not collaborating with anybody. I'm just making different Nexus D&D builds. So essentially, how would I make all of my fellow Nexans as D&D builds? That said, I do have some collabs planned for this week. We'll be seeing some faces throughout this week. Or, I guess only one official collab, but there's going to be... gonna be other things that are happening, mainly on Twitch. Do you guys collab? So right now on AniLive, it's really, really scuffed. You have to get like a mixer and everything. Oh, you're Pion's simp. I mean, actually, I'd be Pion's Kohai. He's actually from the class before me, so I'm the younger one. That said, I am still his boss, though. He is my secretary. Kohai, yeah, so... Whenever, someone else's senpai, the person who has the senpai, that's the kohai. So it's like a two-way thing, right? So it's like, like a father and a son kind of relationship would be like the senpai is the older, the kohai is the younger. No response from Kenzo yet, by the way? Crap. You just reminded me I didn't bring it up to him yesterday. Oh, I'll reach out to him immediately after the stream. I'm so sorry, Triggs. Just learned something new. That's good. You didn't. No. Look, we had a lot to talk about, and I ended up playing secretary and writing down. Like it was a whole meeting that we had, and we got a lot of stuff done, and it lasted until I had to go eat dinner. And so, you know what? I'll reach out to him now. I'll like literally right now on stream, so I don't forget. I'm so sorry. I meant to. All right, I'll say. Oh, you messaged him on Twitter? Yeah, he won't see it. He will not see it. I'm telling you now. You would have to message him on Discord if you ever want to get in contact with Kenzo. So. You don't have his? There's probably. Here, I'll ask him if I can give it to you. I'm messaging him. Do. Kenzo finally followed you back on Twitter. Yeah, I've noticed he's been a lot more active lately. I think that's great. I enjoy talking to him quite a lot. How dare he? I just wanted my two senpai together to game. Look, you'll be able to talk to him soon. I just messaged him, so now I can forget. I'm allowing myself to forget, and then eventually I'll see the notification, be like, what in the world? Why is Kenzo messaging me? All right, so now that we've got that, let's pull up the variant human stat block for Mia. And then So 2 different abilities, scores of your choice increase by 1. Have I been doing... I feel like I've been using variant human incorrectly this entire time. Oh, it's custom lineage. I'm essentially doing custom lineage, not variant human. So let me see custom lineage. Yeah, I've just been doing custom lineage and variant human for all of them. Not necessarily one or the other, but it's still rules as written, so it's fine. So, let's see. I could give you, obviously you need good intelligence, so that's gonna be your highest stat. And then, I feel like you would have pretty good strength as well, I think, because you need to be able to like, hold on. Oh no, you actually don't need strength as a Battlesmith Artificer. This is one of their coolest abilities, by the way. Listen to this. When you reach 3rd level, your combat training and your experiments with magic have paid off in 2 ways. One of them is whatever, and the other one, like, one of the abilities you get is whatever, but the other one, when you attack with a magic weapon, you can use your intelligence modifier instead of your strength or dexterity modifier for the attack and damage rolls. And so that means that you can be, like, going around in a real, like, have, like, a real big suit of armor, and you're swinging around this massive hammer, and you don't need strength at all. You can just have intelligence. Or, if you really, really want a power game, you can combine this with Bladesinger Wizard, because wizards and artificers are both, they're both intelligence-based classes. And so if you have really high dexterity and, intelligence, you can have a ridiculously high charisma, or not, charisma, what the hell? You can have a ridiculously high AC because of blade singing. Like you can get easily get up to like 25 AC, like no problems flat, and you get to add your intelligence modifier to all of your attacks twice because of how an interaction between the wording works. Because one of them changes your attacking modifier to intelligence, and the other one adds your intelligence to your attacking modifier. Which means that if your intelligence is a +5 modifier, that is a +10 to all of your hit and damage rolls. And then you also get extra attack, and one of those extra attacks can be a cantrip, which means that you can take something like Green Flame Blade or Booming Blade to get additional damage and get additional effects during your attacks. So, Bladesinger Wizard plus Battlesmith Artificer goes crazy. Holy fuck, yes. No, I mean, when it comes to like D&D builds, like, oh, I love finding the interactions like that. I know how to break the game. Also, something I'm really worried about is the fact that I've been playing D&D with a very experienced party for a very long time now, and a lot of them know about things like this, and my worry is that I'm too used to DMing for experienced players who know all these powerful things, and so I'm going to throw problems at you guys that are too, like too strong. Whenever I'm running the Nexus D&D, it's like I'm really going to have to think about how new players' minds work. The fact that they're not going to optimize and they're not going to know how everything interacts. I know a lot about base D&D, but I never power game, so this is all new to me too. I mean, to be fair, I'm saying I'm a power gamer, I'm really not. I live by the principle of playing the character you want to play and then doing your best to make that as powerful as possible. That's what I like to do. So, and that's how I am in like all games actually. I like to take perhaps suboptimal things that I think are cool and try to optimize them as much as possible to make them useful. It's like whenever I play a game like Fire Emblem Heroes, I'm not using the best units. I'm using the units I want to, and then building them in such a way that they can still compete. Because I just think that's more interesting. I can tell that's a Korean name, and I'm gonna butcher it. I don't even want to try. Fire Tower, exactly, Mia. You understand. You get it. But yes, welcome on in, our new friend. Yes, that's a Korean first name, is it not? If I'm remembering correctly, I might be wrong. I don't want to like mispronounce it. So if you want to like write out how it's pronounced, feel free to let me know. Oh right, we're making Mia. Mia. Let's see. Oh, we're doing your stats. Song. All right. Song Isaki. Gotcha. Thank you for writing it out. That makes it super easy. Song Isaki. Welcome on in. So, after your intelligence, you know what? I'm gonna have to give credit where credit is due to Elbani, who earlier mentioned you should have good good poison resistance. I guess we'll give you an alright constitution score. I guess. You know, we'll give you an alright charisma score as well. You got some work to do, but have a great stream. Well, thank you. Hopefully your work goes well. You know, I'll catch you later, Trix. Oh, thank you for the gift. Let's see, your lowest stat. Let's think about that. What would be your lowest stat? Also, don't... No, I'm just remembering. Okay, Oh, Alex, welcome on in. Welcome. I think, Mia, your lowest stat would probably be strength, actually. Yeah. Damn. Well, everybody needs a dumb stat. And I think that your wisdom and your dexterity would be higher than your strength. Well, I would say... Actually, if we were to power game you, we would make your dexterity slightly higher than your charisma. And then do wisdom, and then finally strength. When I was 6, I was riding my bike at night and I fell and a homeless man was laughing at me. So then I'm going home and make me something to eat and take a bath. You know, we've all been to those places, Alex. That's totally fine. And I mean, as somebody who loves riding my bike, I totally, get accidents happen, but I'm sorry that happened regardless. First is Korean, second is Japanese. Makes sense. Yeah, because I remember I used to work at a place that was actually a Korean Japanese fusion restaurant, and the owners were Korean, and so I got to like I didn't learn any Korean, but I got to hear it a lot and learn a lot of Korean names. So whenever I saw that, I was like, oh, that's a Korean name. Apparently, that's actually just a weird skill of mine. I know a lot of people who speak a lot of different Asian languages, and at this point, I can recognize them. I could tell you what is Thai versus Vietnamese versus Chinese versus Japanese versus Korean, really easily for the most part. I still remember I was working at that place and we had a new person start and they were Vietnamese. And a customer came up and started speaking Vietnamese. And so, they exchanged. I was like, oh, you speak Vietnamese? And they're like, how did you know? What? I'm like, oh yeah, I've just been around enough people who speak it, I can recognize it at this point. Let's see. Red guy, welcome on in. Welcome. Nice to have you here. So if I made a sentence with 5 different languages, okay. Probably not that. Especially I can't understand the differences in writing for the most part. Well, who knows? Maybe I'd actually be able to. I don't know. And if you write it out, I definitely wouldn't be able to. But it's specifically spoken. There's certain inflections and certain sounds that are very common in each language. And so that's kind of how I could tell. So yeah, I think we've got Mia's stats down. And then we'll give you an additional point in intelligence. And then maybe an additional point in dexterity just because that's the most powerful. Because, we still want you to be good. Oh, thank you for the follow. Thank you. And then, let's see. As a variant human, that means that you get a background feat. So let's go ahead and look at that. What background feat could you potentially get, I wonder? So you're not really you're not really a fighter at all. That's not what you do first and foremost. So I don't think we're gonna give you fighting initiate. It could be fun to have you going around with a hammer and beating people up. Cause if I'm thinking, what weapon does Mia use? It's a hammer, right? I mean, the Crusher feat is an option. Want to be the living embodiment of Tinkaton? We could definitely arrange that. If we took the Crusher feat, we can increase your strength and constitution by 1. We could, once per turn, when you hit a creature with an attack that deals bludgeoning damage, you can move it 5 feet to an unoccupied space. And then when you score a critical hit that deals bludgeoning damage to a creature, attack rolls against that creature are made with advantage until the start of your next turn. That's a pretty good option. I wonder if there's another one. Fighting Initiate. Let's look at the fighting styles that are available from a fighter class and see if there's any that seem like they could be good. Wait. Oh, wait. If we took Fighting Initiate and then took the Great Weapon Fighting style, and then let me look at the list of martial weapons. 5e martial weapons. This might be hella power gamed. Let me see. Maul. Okay, so Mauls do 2d6 damage. So, you know, you're rolling two separate, like, 6-sided dice whenever you accidentally left. No problem at all. Don't worry about it. So, you rolling two different d6s. The Great Weapon Fighting style. When you roll a 1 or 2 on a damage die for an attack you make with a melee weapon that you are wielding with both hands, you can re-roll the die and must use the new roll, even if the new roll is a 1 or a 2. The weapon must have the two-handed or versatile property for you to gain this benefit. So a maul would be a two-handed weapon, and that means that every time you're rolling a 2d6. If either of those d6s are a 1 or a 2, so that is a 33% chance for each of them, you get to roll them again and potentially get a higher number, which means your average damage is much higher than, let's see, the average of 2d6 is 7. You're effectively rolling all of them with a slight advantage. And so it's going to be probably more like, if I were to guess, probably more like 10. Which is really, really good. Second day on the app, it's interesting. I'm used to ones like Reality and Paraspace. I haven't heard of those other ones. I've only heard of Reality, but welcome to the app. Nice to have you here. Yeah, no, I know this app definitely, it takes some cues from Reality. There's definitely some similarities. I wonder if there's going to be any more. I know the app is still like incomplete. They're still adding things right now. So we'll just have to see what it turns into. How it flourishes. They're awesome. Checking them out. I might just have to. Melody, welcome on in. Welcome, welcome. Nice to have you here. Nice to have you stop by. Yes, hello, Senpai. So, making my rounds? Well, that's awesome. I'm really glad that I could catch you while you're making your rounds. Right now, we're just talking D&D. I'm making all the different Nebulink members as D&D builds. We're making Miss Mia Fenimore right now. I might someday take on the challenge of doing Class Genesis. Maybe. It might be too much for me. Because, like, you know, there's quite a lot of you. This is already part 5, and I mean, next part of this should be the last one. I am only gonna have 3 more after this. I mean, then again, it's gonna be some like longer ones. Making what, Rosalie, Kaito, and Percy is probably gonna take a while. We'll just have to see. There's so many of us in Nexus. Yeah, thankfully I'm getting like 3 done a stream or so. You started this yourself, you're stuck here forever. Yeah, they keep introducing classes at the rate that like it seems like they're going to. I'm just always gonna be making the new class. I applied to join Jumpstart streaming. Did it take long for you? Okay, so I actually did not. I'm not one of the Jumpstart talents. I'm gonna be one of the, like, I'm one of the Nexus talents. So I know it's different, but from what I've seen and like who I've spoken to, it seems like the Jumpstart pipeline is pretty fast. So, and I'm pretty sure they do send out rejection letters as well. So if you haven't gotten that, that means you're still in the running. They're still analyzing your audition and everything. But, yeah, so I'm pretty sure they're pretty fast. So what's the difference? Nexus, we are our own separate company. We've got our own rules, our own contracts. And while we are partnered with AniLive, we are not exclusively AniLive talents. Like, for example, I stream on Twitch. I know plenty of other people stream on Twitch and YouTube. Yes, and that's a great way of what putting it, how Melody just put it. Sorry, now that I have a senpai here, I can't speak at all. I think I'm nervous. So, while Nexus is a lot more like Corpo, it's also very much in academia. It's a learning experience, whereas Jumpstart is far more like being an indie VTuber who happens to stream on the AniLive app. It's like they are giving you a model and they're saying, we'll give you a model to be an indie on our app. But yes, so anyways, Mia, I think it would be really fun to give you that ability, so that way you can just whack people out of existence. I think that's pretty fun. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. You are gonna get the Fighting Initiate. And then Great Weapon Fighting. And then now we know. Okay, so that's your stat line, but then at 4th level, that means you're also getting another feat. So, or an ASI, which I think we are going to go ahead and increase your intelligence up to 18, which I think means we're tied, actually. I think you and I we're tied for the second most amount of intelligence. Isn't that crazy? We're actually not the smartest in Nebulink, I found out. Oh, actually, no, my intelligence, you actually got... Don't you dare try to take this in any certain way, Mia. But you have higher intelligence than I do. But it's because I've got more abilities. Like, I could theoretically have as good of intelligence as you, but I chose not to. I'm an American, so feel free to not worry about fluency. Gotcha. I'm going to continue my rounds. Enjoy your stream. Take care. Sure thing. Thank you for stopping by, Melody. And as always, feel free to reach out to me in DMs whenever. You know I love chatting with you. I'll see you later. Alright, so we've got a final stat line. You're going to be pretty strong too, Mia. I'm not even going to lie. Like, while Mocha would probably be the one I'd want to play if I wanted to be the strongest, you might actually be the one that I'd want to play just as for fun, because I love Artificers. Artificers are so cool. Like, if I ever get to play, like, be a character in a long-running D&D campaign, I'm going to play an Artificer. That's just what I'm going to do. So, let's go ahead and pull up the Artificer page. I usually play martial characters, but Artificers will always have my heart. Well, technically, so, you know, people use the terms like marshals and spellcasters. Artificer is actually what we call a half-caster. They fall into the same... Yeah, they fall into the same group as Rangers and Paladins, actually. Did you know that? It was nice to meet you. I'll see you around. Sure thing, Song. Thanks for stopping by. You didn't know that? Yeah, so actually there is one half-caster for each of the casting stats. And so Artificers are the half-casters for intelligence, Rangers are half-casters for wisdom, and Paladins are half-casters for charisma. And so just as much as a Paladin is a spellcaster, so too is an Artificer. And then Warlocks are in their own little world where they are Pact casters. So they have their own unique category. It gets very confusing. But let's see. Proficiencies, you get to choose between Arcana, History, Investigation, Medicine, Nature, Perception, and Sleight of Hand. I feel like you would definitely have History for the reason that a lot of people run History as like inspecting things and being able to tell things about it, like how it was made, like where it was made, you know, being able to do things like that. So you would definitely have History as a skill. I think that you would also have Perception, like be able to like look at things and, well, is that Perception, or could that even be Investigation? I wonder. My glasses are finally coming in useful. Yeah, there you go. And then I think as your one free skill that you get from being a variant human, I'm actually going to give you sleight of hand, because I feel like you would need to be very good with your hands in order to do certain mechanic work. Also explains why you have such a good dexterity. Now, do you have anything else to pick besides infusions and... Yeah, I think now it's just learning infusions and spells, which is the long part. We're now on the fun part of it. Goated, you kind of are, I'm not even gonna lie. Let's see. Oh, hold on. So I'm looking at an ability on here. It's called Flash of Genius. I want to go ahead and tell you about a little build that some people like to do for artificers. This is a real thing that you can do. Flash of Genius. At 7th level, you've gained the ability to come up with solutions under pressure. When you or another creature you can see within 30 feet of you makes an ability check or a saving throw, you can use your reaction to add your intelligence modifier to the roll. And so basically you can support one of your allies using your intelligence as a reaction. However, there's a way that some people like to play the game. There's an item called the Headband of Intellect, which sets, no matter what your intelligence is, it sets your intelligence modifier, or rather your intelligence to be 18 and sets your modifier at a +4, no matter what, as long as you're wearing it. And so, what some people like to do is they'll play an artificer, and then they'll purposefully cast the spell Feeble Mind on themselves and make their intelligence score 1. So they become completely just dumb. And then what they do is in combat, they'll wear the Headband of Intellect, and then they'll take it off. And because this Flash of Genius ability doesn't say that you can't target enemies, because your intelligence modifier would be a -5 because your intelligence score is now 1, you can use it to debuff people instead of buffing your allies. And so people like to call this ability Flash of Stupid. It's genius. Yeah, it really is. It's so good. That's just a fun, silly little way to play an artificer. But yeah, so let's go ahead and see how many infusions and spells you know. So you would know 4 infusions. So we need to pick 4, and that's basically like certain crafting things that you can do, like ways that you can alter like items or like certain items that you can make. And then I already know what one of them is going to be. And then let's see, how many cantrips do you know? So you're gonna know 2 cantrips. Oh, and then for artificers, yeah, we do still need to just like figure out how many spells you have. So cantrips, and obviously you're going to have mending. I'm just gonna throw mending on there now because that's literally like repairing stuff. And then how many spells would you know? Equal to your intelligence modifier, which is +4, plus half your artificer level rounded down. So your artificer level is 5, so rounded down, like half rounded down is 2, +4, so you know 6 spells. And that's just any 6 spells. So now we need to learn 4 infusions, 2 cantrips, and 6 spells. And then we'll be done. And so for the first of the infusions I'm thinking of, there's one called Homunculus Servant. And this allows you to create another little helper, and this one can fly. And so I'm thinking that your Steel Defender could be a large cat, and then your Homunculus Servant could be a bee. Could be a bee. So that way you could have a cat and a bee. You could have a whole zoo of mechanical animals at that point. You're winning. So, yeah, there you go. We'll give you Homunculus Servant. And then... let's go ahead and pick some other ones now. Let's see. Going through this. I think enhanced weapon, enhanced defense are just both really good. So I'm just gonna give you both of those. So basically you can upgrade people's gear. Including your own. You couldn't, like, upgrade your own gear. And honestly, we could even just give you, for the last one, enhanced arcane focus. So basically, you were just able to upgrade the equipment of anybody who's around you. Another interesting option, though, is armor of magical strength. Basically, you can give someone, like, magical armor that would make them really, like, strong whenever they need to. Like, they can activate it to magic and become really strong. That could be interesting, I think. Yeah, I think we'll do that, actually. I think we'll give you armor of magical strength. You sound so cool. You honestly do. I would play this. And now let's go ahead and take a gander at your spell list. So we already know Mending. That one is so obvious. For the other, we're not going to get one because you're already going to have, you have extra attack, which means that something like Booming Blade or Green Flame Blade, because you don't have the Bladesinger or Wizard levels, you can't use one of those as your attacks mid-combat, like with an extra attack. So if we want to make you as good as possible, I want to, no, not that one. What's something that just seems very mechanical? Like I'm looking at all this stuff. What does a lightning lore do? Let me go ahead and check this. You create a lash of lightning energy that strikes at one creature of your choice that you can see within 15 feet of you. The target must succeed on a strength saving throw, or be pulled up to 10 feet in a straight line toward you, and then take 1d8 lightning damage if it is within 5 feet of you. So you can, like, lash out, like, whip somebody with this large lightning whip, and, like, pull them towards you. I really like that, actually. And then they take the damage. That also means that because you definitely are a frontliner, then you can, like, you know, whack them. Like, you know, you can whack them on your next turn. I think that's a lot of fun, actually. We're gonna give you lightning lore. You love frontlining? Well, there you go. Or, okay, hold on. We could do lightning lore, or another option would act. Wait, oh, is it not an option? Never mind. I was gonna say Blade Ward, but apparently artificers don't get Blade Ward. That's weird, actually. What? All right, so I don't think there's any other options really for you. Yeah, so now let's go ahead and find out what your let's find out what your 6 spells are gonna be. Obvious one, Identify. You need Identify. You're a mechanic, of course you have Identify. So you can, like, look at magic items and be like, yep, this is that magic item. I know exactly what this is. So, teach you identify. You'll know. Grease? Oh, you would definitely have grease, for sure. There's no doubt in my mind that you would have grease. So grease, I mean, quite literally, you just throw grease on the field. You know, it's like little slippery oil. So basically, you have a chance of tripping everybody who's in the grease. That's what it does. But just like, I'm just thinking of you just putting out a bunch of like used mechanic oil to oil the enemy up. Yes. You're oiling them all up. Let's see, what are some other ones that you might have? Heat metal, for sure you would have heat metal. I mean, you need to be able to heat up metal in order to do blacksmithing, right? Right? Wait. Wait. You can learn... You can learn magic weapon? Oh, non-magical. Non-magical. Honestly, no, we'll still give you magic weapon though. So basically, you can enhance people's weapons with magic and infusions. In fact, I'm gonna get rid of the enhanced weapon infusion of yours. Instead, I'm going to give you enhanced arcane focus. So now you can enhance people's weapons, armor, and like magic like focuses. Foci? What's plural focus? Point is, really, really good at buffing up your allies and like making sure they've got everything they're gonna need. And then, Jisoo, welcome on in, welcome. So that's what, 4 spells, so we need 2 more? Let's see. I like the idea of you having, oh, alarm. Of course you need alarm. I mean, I think you and I both remember a little event that happened pre-debut, right? With your alarm and everything. Like, you gotta have alarm. You know what I'm talking about. We'll have to tell that story sometime. Ah, Small Gremlin X, welcome back. Nice to have you here. Let's see, for the last... my ass is sleeping through it. Let's go ahead and see what the last of Mia's spells is going to be. So you could have Snare, but Snare's just not very good. How about Catapult? Okay, there's a cool option, and then there's an option that makes sense. Catapult is the option that makes sense. Basically, you can like take an object and like turn it into a magic catapult that like shoots forward and does a bunch of damage to somebody. So that's like the one that makes sense because it feels very mechanical. The option that's just cool is this spell called Absorb Elements. So with Absorb Elements, what this does is whenever you are hit, you can use your reaction to cast the spell, and whatever element is attacking you, if it's either acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder, you become resistant to it. So you take half damage, and then the next time you do melee damage, you deal like additional damage based off of that element. So let's say you're hit with a fire attack, then you can like become resistant to it in the moment and like absorb it, and then you bring down your hammer on them next turn and deal fire damage back to the enemy. So like it's just so cool. Like artificers, why do they give so much cool stuff to artificers? Hells, you know what? Absorb Elements is just cool enough. We're giving it to you. And then I'm pretty sure as a battlesmith, you get the spells Heroism and Shield automatically, which is good because Shield is a must for you as a frontliner artificer. Ah, Don, welcome on in. Welcome. Nice to have you here. But you're actually joining in basically right at the end of the stream because I think we just finished making Mia. Alright, so with this, let's see, what would your AC even be? You would definitely be wearing medium armor, which means that your AC would be, I guess it depends on the medium armor. So 5e medium armor. We'll go ahead and assume that you're wearing the basic medium armor. And then, so let's say that you're wearing hide, which makes sense. Oh, Kiko, welcome on in. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well. So you would have, let's assume the lowest medium armor, because this is, you know, starting character. So that would be 12 plus dexterity modifier. So that would be 14. And then if you had enhanced defense on yourself, that'd be 15. And then with the spell shield, you could get up to a 20 AC. If you were getting attacked by a magical attack, most magical attacks do damage, and or like elemental damage, and therefore you could give yourself resistance to them, take half damage. And so that's with absorb elements. And then you are a frontliner who can just, use your lightning lore to pull people towards you, and then do your 2 attacks with your maul. And because of the fighting initiate fighting style that you picked out, great weapon fighting, you're going to be doing a lot of damage with that maul, especially because, remember, you're not using your strength or your dexterity, you're using your intelligence modifier for your maul. So the smarter you are, the harder you hit. This is a really fun character you've got here, I'm not even gonna lie. And with that, I think we are complete, actually. That is now 13 out of 16 Nebulinks made in D&D. Oh, we're almost done. I'm almost free. I can stop putting this on my schedule. No, I love doing these. These are so much fun. And I really do appreciate you guys stopping by for these. Because honestly, this is just something that I'm doing for myself. Thanks for the stream, Grandpa. I enjoyed listening to you. I'm glad. I know most people here probably don't understand all of like the lingo and all the crazy things I'm saying. But I really, really do appreciate that I have the opportunity to like share my passion with you guys, right? That said, my streaming activities are not done for the day. I'm going to be taking about an hour break. It's going to be a little bit more than an hour. And then at 7 p.m. CST, so that is an hour and 20 minutes about, I'm going to be going live on Twitch. I'm going to be doing a Minecraft stream. Yay! And I do plan on doing that stream up until Silas's debut, because my dear, dear friend Silas from class Nebulink is going to be having his Twitch debut today. And I want to make sure that I can raid into his stream. And so that's why we're going to be going right up until his stream. Real Sam, welcome on in. You unfortunately joined right as we're ending. What's good? I think that means what's good, Uncle? Am I getting the text to lingo right? Assuming I am, I'm doing rather well. Though, as I mentioned, I am ending stream right now, but hopefully you'll be able to catch my Minecraft stream, which starts in about an hour and 20 minutes. You sound like such a boomer. Look, I don't know what all the little letters mean. I only know WSG is what's good because I saw somebody use that in somebody else's chat, and they said, "Oh, what's good? Nothing much," or something like that. And I was like, "Oh, so now I'll be prepared. Whenever somebody comes into my stream and says WSG, I'll know what they mean." Yes, I am going to go ahead and head out. Thank you all so much for being here. And for now, let's go ahead and consider this case closed. Bye, everyone. I will see you shortly on Twitch.